Hello YouTube, week 2 of Off the Charts event is out and we have 6 new MSPs. We have Curtis Joseph as our goalkeeper, Alex Pietrangelo as our right-handed defenseman, Shane Gostisbehere as our left-handed defenseman, Teemu Selanne as our right wing, and of course we have the Showtime or Patrick Kane as our left wing. And to be honest, I am very disappointed about this week's MSPs because first time ever, okay, maybe not ever, the second week is much lower and much more disappointing than the week 1. I'm not saying the content is bad, I was just expecting a little bit better stats on all these cards, and we will have a look at it. But if you look back at last Friday where we had Henrik Lundqvist, PK Subban, Jay Boomeester, Pasternak, and Sid the Kid, pretty much every single card, maybe not the goalie, but every other card was a really decent card to add to your team. Then this week, Curtis Joseph is one of the smallest goalkeepers, and as far as you're not doing a team, you probably would not even pick him. Alex Pietrangelo and Shane Gostisbehere are also really good cards, but when you will see the stats, you probably will understand why I'm disappointed. Same about the Showtime, and maybe the only card actually worth making this week would be Teemu Selanne. EA also released a bunch of lower overall cards from Off the Charts week 2. We have Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, we also have Eric Johnson, Igor Larionov, Nicholas Ehlers. Some of these cards are not bad, and to be honest, some of these cards I think are actually better than MSPs. But the case is that you cannot really make the week 1 anymore, so if you missed any of the cards from week 1, you're pretty much screwed because we are used that week 2 is always much better than week 1, but this is not the case this year. We also received new wildcard cards, which you really cannot do anything about as far as you're not pulling them in a packs. Use for them really is if you're building a team or they're just dropping, like, I don't know, let's say your favorite player, so you can pick one of them up and add to your team. I don't even understand how they choose these wildcard cards, on what kind of performance, or these are just like a charity cards for like when they want to give someone an upgrade. And again, that's it. Very lazy content yesterday. Really nothing new, really nothing exciting, but we will still go and break it all down because in everything what is negative there also should be something positive. And there is one thing which I believe is positive from yesterday's content. And in my opinion, it's a wild card. And you know why? Not because any of these rewards actually change, because you still get the same packs, XP token, then you get the off the charts token, and you also get an off the charts token. Is this modern icon player choice pack? So it's a choice pack, it's not a random, so you can choose 1 out of 12. If you're building any of the hologram icons, and I will do a separate video about the content in general about the X factors and hologram icons, I don't actually think any of these cards are worth it because EA will control how they upgrade. So I don't know, is it actually worth spending millions of coins on making a card you don't know when you will be able to upgrade, or just go for an MSP? But like I said, that's another video. If you're still going after them, then a choice pack is definitely worth it, and to complete a wildcard it takes you around 2 hours, so not a lot of time. And if you're also still trying to get that Jack Eichel, then you will get quite a lot of XP. Let's start with Patrick Kane, the card I was really excited to see until I saw that he had 80 endurance, and I'm assuming this is the case this year again, where the cards will be like meh and endurance will be very low. If you activate playmaking forward, it boosts his hands a little bit agility. He's 5.10, so not the biggest player. Also, I was expecting to see a little bit higher skating. I don't believe in Patrick Kane 86 overall card deserves an 88 speed and 87 acceleration. Also, the shooting isn't that great, so I don't know how I feel, but I really believe that Patrick Kane cards and the stats in general is a massive letdown. Puck on string, 2 ability points, don't think it's actually worth it because ability points this year cost exactly the same, and there is really no point of activating puck on string on this player. Then we have Teemu Selanne. The card I believe is the only one from yesterday's content drop where you could say, actually this card could make my team. Again, if you're making a team or any of these players are your favorite players, absolutely ignore what I'm saying because just go and make the players. Don't listen to any of the YouTubers. There is no must make card or don't make this card. Use the cards you like and you will be happy. But if we go back to Teemu Selanne, sniping forward, if you activate the synergy, it boosts the shooting stats, so the shooting is all about 90, acceleration is 92, speed is 91, balance 84, agility is 89, and of course endurance is 80 again. So seeing endurance at 80 is just quite meh. The hands are also very decent, body checking only at 80, but he's also not the biggest guy. I think 2 ability points for wheels is something I would really like to try out, and somehow Teemu Selanne always plays much better than his stats indicate. Last year his power up icon was insane. I was probably using him for the first 3 months. It was really sad when I had to take him off from my team because I just was making other MSPs. Then we have this week's goalie, Curtis Joseph, 5'11". He may have 88 speed, and I would be interested to know, guys, if any of you made him or pulled him and how he's playing. He may be the smallest, but because of the light work and also the speed, quite a sneaky card, I think. I don't believe that the size of the goalie matter this year because I used short goalies, I used the tall goalies, I use big goalies, max speed, low speed, and they still all shit. Then we have Shane Gostisbehere, defensive defenseman. If you activate the synergy, you can boost the shooting stats, so his slapshot power and wrist shot power goes above 90, and slapshot accuracy and wrist shot accuracy is only around 86. He does have Seeing Eye, and Seeing Eye is quite good. I'm using Seeing Eye on Adam Fox, and he somehow managed to score quite a lot of goals, but it's not the best defensive ability for a defenseman this year for sure. What I don't understand is why EA really hate defensemen and don't want to give them speed. Shane Gostisbehere, 5'11", quite a small player, so you would expect him to be very fast. But no, EA made him 86 speed, 85 acceleration, 80 endurance of course, and then 86 balance. There is nothing about this card saying go and make him, and as far as he's not your favorite player or you're not making a team, I will repeat myself, I just don't think it's worth your coins or any fodder. And then we have Alex Pietrangelo, 6.3 right-handed defenseman, and I will tell you, EA absolutely hate him because 85 speed, 84 acceleration, the shooting is not really good, the hands are not good. Yes, he does have a shutdown, one of the best defensive abilities, but come on EA. This guy will basically stay in your own zone and will not be able to catch anyone. And if we look at the base cards, some of them I will not really look at every single one. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, playmaking forward, 87 speed, 87 acceleration, 6.1. Shooting is okay for his overall, also the hands are okay. Tape to tape, 2 ability points. I don't think 2 ability points are worth it. Tape to tape is my favorite ability, not yours, so if I would pull Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, I probably would activate tape to tape because it massively helps me with passing every single year. Other than that, I think actually a very solid card. Another sneaky good card is this 84 overall Nicholas Ehlers. 89 speed, 88 acceleration, 82 endurance, and balance is 81 and agility is 82 if you activate the playmaking forward. Make it snappy, 1 ability point, still useful. Shooting stats might not be the greatest, but like it's so easy to score this year because the goalies are dumb. The hands are also very good, like the deking stat is 90, and I think a lot of people are sleeping on the deking stat. For example, Panarin's deking stat is very high, and that's the reason why I'm scoring so many goals with him. So if you're picking up a player, pay attention to the deking stat. The higher the deking stat, the easier it will be to actually go into the zone and move the puck around and just score those goals. And when I say score those goals, probably most of the time you will just score the wrist shot goals because that's how I score the goals. And the next one is Igor Larionov, and the reason I'm showing you, yes, he's only at 81 overall, playmaking forward, the shooting stats and hand stats are not great. Skating is actually very decent for his overall, but look at his face-off stats. 87 on a draw, that's really insane. If you don't want to play squad battles and you want to get some really decent players to go and play rivals, then Igor Larionov would probably help you to win a lot of face-offs, and you can actually use him in online games. So in my opinion, very good sneaky card. Yes, he's only 5.9, but at the same time, does size really matters in this game? Does anything matter? And Justin is our free card from this week. So all you have to do last week was make one set. This week you have to go and buy one thing in the auction house and you get this card for free to help you with objectives. Definitely will not make anyone's team, but this card is untradeable, I'm pretty sure, so later in the year you can just trade him in for any collectibles. Sniping forward, so his shooting stats are okay. Slapshot power and wrist shot power is about 90. The hands, again, what are we talking about? It's an 80 overall card just for objectives. 85 speed, 84 acceleration, 92 agility, endurance is only 78, but at the same time we were looking at Alex Pietrangelo card and he had 85 speed as well, so the choice is yours. There are no any changes of how to make the card, so you need 4 collectibles to make one of these MSPs, and it will start at the 81 overall and you can upgrade him all the way to the 86, and you need 15 tokens. Same as last week, we also have 3 81 overall cards for 3 tokens, and thanks to the auction house, which is actually going down massively, 81s are much cheaper. You can get an 81 overall cards now around 17.5, 18k, so last week it was close to 25, and this week it's already less than 20, so I'm just expecting auction house to go even more down. If you want to make any of the collectibles, you need to trade in 3 80 plus overall cards for 3 collectibles, and 80 overall cards I think are now going for around 12k. Yep, you can even get them for around 11, so like I said, the auction house is going down and this is the best time to just go and make those 81 overall MSPs if you want, and then just upgrade them with the coins for the tier 85 and tier 86. Try to do some tokens before that if you want to make any of them, because I think that's still the move. Other than that, it's your choice. I would personally not make any single MSP this week, and maybe then EA learns that they shouldn't be releasing very lazy content. And you know why I think it's lazy? Because they didn't even bother to change the card art on the pucks. Basically, we have Sidney Crosby, Lundqvist, Jay Bouwmeester and PK Subban on the covers of the packs, and let's say, oh my god, it's Jay Bouwmeester, and I'm opening and you cannot even pull him, so that's why it's lazy. Just, if you're so invested in the packs and you are releasing them every single day, then at least bother to change the art. And of course, don't worry, EA didn't forget, we also have hot moments. So the first one is on rookie difficulty, you have to win the game, like for the love of god, you really, EA don't understand the conception of the moment, what actually actually moment means. It's not win the game. Only win the game moment should be if it's an OT. Then the next one is take perfect one-timer shots with Shane Gostisbehere. You have to do that 2 times. This is quite easy. The next one is take toe drag shots with Teemu Selanne 3 times. Again, not really hard. It's on semi-pro difficulty. Just skate around and go for those toe drag shots. Then the next one is you have to get 3 points with Alex Pietrangelo. Probably the easiest way to do this will be to go for a 1-tees because he's a defenseman. Then we have score goals with Patrick Kane on pro difficulty. And we all know that pro difficulty is a myth and it doesn't exist. So this probably feels like on Superstar. So all you have to do is just score 3 goals with a Patrick Kane who have 80 endurance. And the last one, you will basically have to win again on All-Star difficulty. You're 2 goals down. And again, this is not really a moment. And why would you need to put on All-Star difficulty 2 goals down? Just put it 0-0 so everyone can complete it. And of course, we also have the week 2 objectives. So if you complete all the objectives, wildcard and moments, you will end up with another 9 tokens. So you get 9 tokens last week and 9 tokens this week. And I think you also get like 2 collectibles, plus bunch of all these lower overall cards, which after you can then use to make the collectibles to actually make an MSP. So what EA does, in 2-week event, they give you enough fodder, enough resource and all that stuff to make 1 MSP for free. So in my case, that will be Sidney Crosby I made last week because I need someone who can actually play in the center. I didn't make the Jay Boomister last week because at some point I will go and maybe get the X Factor captain, Miro Heiskanen, who then will take that spot, and I don't really want to spend that much coins and then put a player on a bench. But if we go back to the objectives, make passes, get blocked shots, complete 35 games, so the more players you put in your lineup, same drill, put, I don't know, as many players as you can. So from week 1 and week 2, we already have 2 free players. If you made any of the MSPs, that's another one. And then just go and grind squad battles, or if you are really hardcore player, go and play rivals. Then you have to score goals, then you have to take shots with any of the off-the-chart players again, not really difficult, score goals, 20 goals, and then you get off-the-charts token, 2 daily packs, so random 76. The next one is take between the leg shots with any of the off-the-charts player. You have to do that 12 times and you get a collectible. Again, like, where do they come up? This is not Rush. Rush is gone, EA. And then you had to buy one thing from Auction House where we get the free card. And by completing all of it, you get another off-the-charts token. If you're going for any of the free cards, then think about how many tokens you already have, how many tokens will you earn, because what I don't want you to do is go and make any of the tokens and then complete, and you will end up with, let's say, some of the tokens in your collection you will not be able to use when the next event drops. And we know that the next event is next gen. So personally, I'm not making a single card from this event. I will be saving my coins, my fodder and everything for the next gen, because next gen is one of the most fun events every single year. And we probably will see a lot of good new guys and who don't want to use some of those, I don't know, future superstars in your team. Personally, I love it. I do them every single year and really enjoy using them. Like I said, in my opinion, very lazy release from EA. It's the same structure, the same moments, the same objectives, everything is the same. The only thing what is different is 6 new cards. The first week you are excited because you want to see if there is anything like new, but then the second week you basically already know what you will see. In this time we also knew that the Showtime is probably getting an MSP, so there was only a few cards we was not quite sure about. I was guessing about the Teemu Selanne, but to be honest, no Alex Pietrangelo, Shane Gostisbehere or Curtis Joseph was on my bingo card. In all fairness, I will not be sad when this event will be gone and the next one will be dropped. I hope that in the future EA will be a little bit more creative with their events and they will come up with, I don't know, some new objectives, some new things to do in the game and stuff like that. One thing I want to say, I was very surprised when I went to draft my wildcard team this week and I was able to actually draft Teemu Selanne. So this is the first time EA was giving me an MSP to try out. And of course, yes, it was 7 million, but who cares? I still went after it because at least in the wildcard, I will be able to try out the player. And maybe it will turn me to actually making the card. This is what the wildcard should be, and I don't understand why we cannot draft the MSPs and all that stuff. Okay, guys, that's it for breaking down the content from yesterday. Like I said, there was really not a lot to break down, but let me know down in the comment sections below. What do you think about week 2? Are you making any of the MSPs? Did you maybe pull any of the MSPs? And in general, how are you feeling about the content this year? Because we started hot, then the next one was quite meh, then it was wow, and then it was meh again. I don't know, it's like ups and downs, but in the end of the day, it's NHL 25, and you don't really know what to expect this year. I hope you enjoyed today's video, have a good one, and see you guys!